detailed information is given only in the Srimad Bhagavatam, because this much detail you will not get anywhere in any other religious scriptures. If you just find out, and if you read the Bible, if you read the Quran and many other holy scriptures, they do accept the supremacy of the Lord. There is somebody above us who is monitoring us. Okay, Lord has says in Bhagavad Gita also, Upadrishtanu Mantaja. Okay, I am the witness, I am the supervisor, I supervise everything. Who's doing what? I'm the witness of everything. No one can escape for my CCTV camera because I have recorded audio and video both. So in that sense, this detailed information only you can get in the Sanatana Dharma, in the Vedic scripture when we open it, and especially in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Because in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 10 major topics being discussed. Okay, thoroughly, not just in one canto at a time. This all 10 subjects matter. They are mentioned in each of the canto 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And what are these? Atra sargas visargascha sthanam poshanam utaya manvantare yeshanu katha nirodho mukti ashraya. So from the beginning, where it says creation starts, from the creation to the shelter. All this 10 subject matter has been mentioned only in Srimad Bhagavatam. And other Vedic scriptures such as other Puranas, Padma Purana, Vishnu Purana, Garuda Purana, only 5 to 6 maximum subject matter are discussed. But Srimad Bhagavatam is the only Purana which it takes you from the bottom and keeps you on the top. That's why we need to take the shelter. That's why we can be properly surrendered by the supreme knowledge of the Supreme Lord here. But if you see here, Lord has mentioned in the translation, it says, impersonally, there is no difference between me, Brahma, Lord Shiva, and me. Like a grandfather is there. From grandfather comes the father, from the father comes the son. In one sense, we say there is no difference between the lineage because they are same and they are no difference. But when we go in the detail it says father is father, grandfather is grandfather, okay, and the son is son here. So that's why we need to be very, very careful when mentioning everything and saying very loosely that yes, Brahmaji is our father, Shiva is our father, but in which sense it has been said, that we need to be carefully understand. That's why Lord is saying in this purport, yes, we do understand, even though in one terms we are separate, but in second terms we are also one. Because why we are one? Because our purpose is one, to maintain this material creation and give the opportunity to the conditioned soul, they can go back to Godhead. Only it will happen when Krishna sees the sincerity. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport of this verse, he mentioned that in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.1, Canto 1, chapter number 1, text number 1, Lord has said that Tene Brahma Hirdaya Adi Kave, means he first educated Lord Brahma from within. If Lord sees any sincere soul who is progressing towards him, he guides them either through the spiritual master or through other Vaishnava. If for some reason the devotee is not in the association or not in the touch of a Vaishnava or a spiritual master, then Lord is always there within the heart, and he guides the sincere soul what step to take next to progress in the spiritual part. He never leaves his children alone. I mean, that's the beauty of the Lord. Everybody can leave you. Your so-called biological parents, they will also go away. So-called siblings, they will also go away. So-called family member, they will also go away. Neighbors, other people, they will also go away. Nobody, maybe they will not like you in the future if you have done something wrong, or maybe there's a false allegation on you. For some reason you have been hated by the world, but still there is one personality who will always love you, who will always like you, and who will always look forward to be your well-wisher all the time. And that is Lord Krishna himself. He never gives up because he knows that. He knows that we are conditioned. Okay, we know that due to our weakness, we are stuck into this material world, and we are trying to come out then he helps us in all the possible way here. That's why we need to be very, very careful when we perform the bhakti. So the bhakti has to be done only for the pleasure of the Lord. And by reading the scriptures, we make our determination strong. Otherwise, when we are out of touch from the Vedic scripture or just hearing the Bhagavad Katha, especially the Katha of his devotees, so it gives us strength, it gives us determination, it gives us sincerity, especially in the Srimad Bhagavatam. If you see, there's so many case studies are there. Okay, Dhruv Maharaj, Kunti Devi, Bhishma Dev, Dhritarashtra is also there, Vidura is also there, and Prahlad Maharaj is also there, Prachetas are also there. If you study all those pastimes here, the Lord description is very, very less. And the description of his devotee, they are far. I mean, that is the beauty, because the instruction is there in Bhagavad Gita. But if somebody may ask you, okay, this instruction was there, is there anybody in the world who followed this instruction? So that's where the Srimad Bhagavatam takes over Bhagavad Gita, because it says, yes, this instruction was followed by so and so yugas. The name of the king is this, and his family members are this and this. They were also like you. We do have a very small asset to take care of, small family people to take care of. But look at that. These kings, they were the emperors of the world. Okay, they were also taking care of their material duties. But apart from them, they were also focusing on their spiritual life, because ultimately we need to go back to Godhead. You know, many times I have heard from the saintly people, they say, of course, we are in this material world. We have many, many desires to fulfill. Somebody wants to be a architect, a musician, a doctor, many other occupations are there. And we have inclination to do, we really enjoy doing those occupations. He says, you can be like them, you can do it, not a problem, but do not forget to go back to Godhead. So that goal has to be always there in our mind. Yes, I am being someone's wife, I am being someone's husband, I am being someone's citizen, someone's son, someone's daughter, someone's brother, someone's sisters. Yes, I am doing, fulfilling all my duty, but we also have our main duty to be a great devotee of the Lord, and a good Vaishnava, because that's the ultimate goal of our life. Otherwise, at the end of our life, these relations will not help us at all, because they themselves are struggling to survive or go back to Godhead. If we read in the case of Draupadi had such a powerful husbands. They were undefeatable. They have never ever been defeated in the battle in their life. I mean, Arjuna is one of the most powerful personality on the planet. He was there. Bhishma himself, Bhima, he was there, Yudhishthira was there, Nakul Sahdev was there, and many other greatly people were there. And Draupadi was taking the shelter of everybody. She was going every single door, could you please help me? Could you please help me? Could you please help me? And none of them helped them. Then ultimately, she took the shelter of Govinda. And that's where she has been protected by them. So that's why we need to learn from this lesson that ultimately, yes, we do have our so-called husband, so-called wives, so-called bank balance is there, so-called insurance policy is there. Let me tell you frankly, they will not help you at all at the time of your death. So ultimately, if you want that you can take the shelter of the Lord at the end of life, better to do the practice earlier. Any problem comes, always look forward to take the shelter of the Lord, because he's the ultimate cause of everything. He's the ultimate cause, and he's the ultimate effect of everything also. He knows everything, but he's always waiting for us, that when are we turning towards him? When are we turning towards him? And that knowledge and that determination, as I said earlier also, it will be only be possible when we take the shelter of the Vedic scripture, constantly reading. Instead of reading the newspaper, watching the televisions and channel and taking the guidance from all those things, these all are rubbish. Even though on the name of spirituality, they are selling something else. So always go and get the right medicine, and the right medicine is always there in the Vedic scripture. That's why Srila Prabhupada always says, are you reading my books or not? because when we read the books and when we have watched the television and other internet, then if you see the information are completely different. There is a gulf of difference between the actual Vedic scripture knowledge and the knowledge what we get from the internet or television. That's why, I mean, this type of a knowledge you will not see, on the internet or television. No, they sell something else. So we need to be very, very mindful, strictly follow the instructions of our previous acharyas, how they had set up. And if you don't have a faith that acharya where they have done it or not, we can look around in current time also, okay, how there are so many sincere devotees. They are also following the instructions of the Vedic scripture very, very strictly by setting their own example. Even in CC, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada, no, sorry, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has mentioned that apni acharati Prabhu jive re sikhaye. Means if you really want to teach the world, so you have to set an example. By setting an example, you have to read the Vedic scriptures strictly and apply in your life. Because when you apply in your life, so by that purity, by that sincerity and determination, many other sincere soul will take the inspiration from your own practice, from your own sadhana. Okay, I'll stop here and see if anybody has any questions or any comments to pass on.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance. All Krishna Srila Prabhupada.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
for a very nice class, Prabhuji. My question is, you mentioned that Krishna is the super soul in Shiva,
Yeah,
Lord Shiva and Brahma.
yeah,
Now we know that Jivas have the super soul accompanying them.
yeah,
Brahma, I can understand, is a Jiva, it's a position, title.
yeah.
But what about Lord Shiva? Because he is between the Jiva Tattva and the Vishnu Tattva.
Yeah,
So how does he have his super soul?
Prabhu, see, if you see super soul means Paramatma, yes.
Mhm.
So Paramatma feature, if we know if we have understood the three features of the Bhagwan realization, which called absolute truth, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. So Paramatma is not in the spiritual world. Paramatma is only in the material world just to guide the jiva to go back to Godhead.
Correct.
So, yeah, only in the spiritual world there are only two things are there: Brahman and Bhagwan realization. Brahman is only on the border, which is the effulgence of the Lord, and in the spiritual world there is a personal form of the Lord. Paramatma only duty is just to guide the jiva there, and Brahma is also one of the jiva. Okay, yes, Lord Shiva is a special category. It comes between jiva and the Vishnu tattva, but still without the help of the Lord Vishnu, his existence makes no sense. As you can see here in the purport, Prabhupada writes, he says ki Brahmaji comes out of Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva comes out of Lord Brahma. So he's also the source of Lord Shiva also in that sense. And
But
in his heart, he also meditates. If you see his practice, he's always carrying a bead bag and he's also meditating because he's been also called Yogeshwara. Lord is called Yogeshwara and Lord Shiva is called Yogi Ishvara. He means he is best among all the yogis. He's been called Adi Yogi, yes. He says another name is Adi Yogi. So when the yogis are there, they meditate within their heart and they realize the Paramatma form of the Lord. That's what the Lord Shiva also does. So he also has Lord Vishnu as a form of super soul in his body also, even though his body is special.
so, Prabhu, when we say that Shiva has manifested from Lord Brahma,
Yeah,
Lord Brahma is a Jiva, correct? So is this
yeah.
the Lord Brahma who, when Vishnu takes the title of Brahma, or is it Brahma as the Jiva who takes the title of Brahma?
Prabhu,
So my confusion is that, Prabhu, if
hmm,
Shiva is at a separate category higher than the Jivas,
yes, yes.
then he'll be higher than his father also, Brahma,
No,
because
he is
Brahma is
Prabhu.
a Jiva.
yeah, in terms of spirituality, he is higher than Lord Brahma. But if you see the starting of the creation in Canto 2 and Canto 3, it's not only the Lord Shiva has come out of Lord Brahma, the other living entities also has come out of Lord, like snakes, jackals, fish, and so many other things are there, like birds. I mean, how can you tell that? Or how do we understand this a jiva? Because we are saying ki jiva is like us, okay? A jiva can give a birth to a bird. A jiva can give a birth to a snake or a fish or like that. It is just a lila of the Lord Prabhuji. It's been and plus Lord Shiva
So,
is here
thank you, Prabhu.
mentioned. He's mentioned as a Rudra. Okay, and there is another Shiva which is been called Sadashiva. That Sadashiva is a Vishnu Tattva and he lives in the spiritual world. Make sense? Shiva, he comes in another category also. One is in the spiritual world, one in the material world here. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Are we freezed or what happened here?
Sorry, Prabhu. I'm in the car. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Prabhuji. So
Sorry,
you
Prabhu.
got the
I'm in
point,
the
Prabhuji?
car, so the connection
Okay.
got dropped.
Yeah, it's okay, Prabhuji. So you got the point, Prabhuji?
Okay. Thank you. Param Brahma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, have you got any point to add on to it? Prabhuji has asked a question. I don't know whether I was able to
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah, you made good points. One additional point which I could just add was
Please. Yeah.
is as Amritanand Prabhu is thinking about relative positions, but Leela can happen different ways. Just like Lord Varaha, we just saw Maha Avatar Nrsingadev. Lord Varaha appears from the nostril of Lord Brahma. That does not make Lord Varaha lower than Lord Brahma. He appears from the nostrils of Lord Brahma.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I want to add.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Rama Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Rama Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Rama Ramo, Hare Hare. Shri Nrsingo, Jai Nrsingo, Praladesha, Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringam. Ugraveeram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Narsingam Bhishyanam Bhadram Mityam Namamiham. Narsinga Bhagwan ki jai. Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the Samar Vaishnavas. Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanevaya Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Gaur Premanande.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nice class. Hare Bol.
Thank you, everyone.